Hello guys, welcome to my channel. V3 changes are out, so let's talk about them. Sid and Orphe received significant changes. Orphe seems to be buffed. Meanwhile, Sid received some nerfs, but got buffed with her buffing capabilities. It seems for Sid specifically, she might work better with other attack agents beside Orphe because of these buffs she now provides. We'll begin first with Sid. We also have a nice Sid and Orphe TLDR of their updated kits. We'll begin with Sid. So as you can see, her core passive for her partner mechanic now requires specifically to be an attacker that is not Sid within the team with the highest attack. That character will become partner, and every 1 energy consumed by the partner or Sid will give Sid 0.5 zap. Most attack in Sid kit will generate this zap. Do know that this zap name might be a placeholder and it's probably gonna change again. The core passive will of course also increase the damage and res ignore of her mech, punch and heavy strike by 20%. As you can see, now the core passive also provides a nice attack and critical damage boost for your partner. The Sid is still as before 750 attack and critical damage by 40% for 30 seconds whenever partner uses X special attack. Meanwhile, partner will receive 350 attack and 20% critical damage boost for 30 seconds. And also, when both of these effects are active, it will increase Sid and the partner damage by 20%. This effectively makes Sid much more of a splashable character, and she should be able to be paired with more different type of attack agents. So Sid will effectively enable double attack agent meta. This should also work with Zombie, but I see Sid now working pretty much in many different kinds of attack type of teams. Her additional ability, just as before, still requires an attack agent. You do have to have an attack agent, that's the sole requirement. It will restore 2 energy to partner every 1 second, so that's pretty good. As for her basic attack, from my understanding, specifically the mech heavy strike has been nerfed. I believe now it will only deal 2 hits compared to what it used to do before. Do correct me if I'm wrong on this one. So effectively Sid did receive some nerf in her personal damage, but she received buffs in her supportive capabilities, which in my opinion it's much better, makes the character much more splashable and not necessarily bound to like you need to have Orphe, so that's pretty cool. As for special and ultimate, they seem to be the same as before. Actually, no, there is a new thing for her ultimate. It does restore 60 zap. I believe before it didn't used to do that. As for the damage boost, it always has been there, at least from the previous beta. We also have a summary for 2.3 changes. Mecha Punch can automatically parry. Aftershock has been removed. I'm not sure if Aftershock has been removed like overall in all of her kit or just for this attack specifically. Even if everything Aftershock was removed from her kit, I could still see potentially working okay with Zombie because she has those buffs now, so it could still be an okay alright thing. As for the core passive, we also have numbers now. Mega Punch Electric Res ignores 20% of 30%, so like I said, personal damage has been nerfed a bit. Core passive self-attacking critical damage buff fixed to 750 and 40% when partner uses X special attack. Wait, it's actually fixed now? Wait, you get 750 attack and 4... Okay, that's actually... Wow, that's... Okay, that's very good. Also, the core passive for partner seems to be 350 fixed attack and 20% fixed critical damage when Sid uses her X special. And also, of course, you'll have the 20% damage boost when both of the characters, partner and Sid, will use their X special attacks. This is really good stuff. Also, additional ability no longer gives X special damage boost. But once again, with Sid, I think she's in a much better spot than before because she seems to be able to function with other attack teams and effectively enables double attack meta. So for somebody who was not interested in getting Orphe and just wanted Sid, this is definitely great news for you. But if you wanted Orphe, could still play with Orphe just fine, I believe. And speaking of Orphe, of course, I can go over her changes as well. But before that, I would like to let you know that a lot of you guys who watch me are not subscribed. If you like to support this small channel, feel free to subscribe. It's completely free of charge. Smile. So now let's finally talk about Orphe changes. Orphe overall, from my understanding, received primarily buffs, but let's go over her updated kit. The core passive, it's still 20% critical rate. After aftershock damage increased by 75%. I believe this is the new buff, so more personal damage. Hit starts with 60 points, 125. I believe this is exactly the same. And also whenever her X hit charge attack hits an enemy, team gets a 330 attack buff for every 0.1 ER over 1.6. Attack increases by 20 up to maximum 750 attack. You will need 3.7 ER to max this buff, so now I assume we're going back to drive this 6 energy regen. And also all relevant attacks of Orphe kit are now considered aftershock. This should of course synergize well with Sambi. As for additional ability, I believe it's the same requirements as before, stun or support agent. However, from what I noticed, it no longer provides the attack boost. However, it does give you the ability to ignore 20% of enemy defense whenever an agent has the focus effect, the buff from her core skill. Then we have the special attack, attacks every 5 seconds, gains 20 hit. As for X special, consume up to 30 energy, restore 20 hit. Crimson Vortex, when off, feel an energy over 60, attack and consume 30 energy and gain 25 hit. I believe the hit generation has been changed for the X special. I believe it used to be more. And last part of X special, hit charge. When hit is over 100, hold special, continues to fire a big laser and trigger quick assist. I believe this is all the same. As for chain, overhit barrel is separated from normal chain. Activates automatically after X hit charge reaches full power. From my assumption, if this is separated from chain attack, then swing jazz is not gonna be that good at all on Orphe, because she's no longer gonna do these attacks. I mean, she will do these attacks, but they're not gonna count as chains, so it's not gonna trigger swing jazz. So that's that. As for ultimate, at least here within the description, seems to be the same. But we also do have, of course, a TLDR for changes for Orphe, so let's go over that and let's see what I got right, what I got wrong. Smile. So special 2 thermal generation has been increased, just as I suspected. X cut. So her special 2 thermal generation, X special 2 thermal generation attacks, and even chain attack thermal generation all has been increased, so you're gonna get more hit. You do start with 60 thermal. I mean, it's supposed to be called hit. Is it thermal or hit? I'm not sure. Let's go with, I guess, hit. Whatever. You start with 60, but you do generate more, so I think this is overall better. Core passive after shock damage buff, instead of 50%, 75% damage. So that's very good. More personal damage for Orphe. Actually, wait. Is it 75% aftershock buff for the entire team or just for her? I assume it's just for her. But if it's not, that would be really good for Sambi. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, if it's actually just for her or for the entire team. Because I assume it's just for her, because most of her attacks do count as aftershock, and this does buff her damage exponentially. Also, ult now needs to consume 100 hit to give the focus effect. Alright, and focus effect now does give 330 attack. That's cool. Every additional 0.2 ER exceeding 1.6 now increases attack buff by 20 up to 750. So yeah, the attack buff for the entire team is very nice. And I definitely see some fun teams with Orphe in the near future, especially like double attack meta, or even perhaps if we get some more aftershock supports or teammates, that would be cool. And also, additional ability does not provide attack boost anymore. And additional ability defense ignore has been nerfed from 75 to 20%. I believe it's still gonna be pretty good because you can combine it with trigger V-engine or even her own V-engine. You're still gonna get plenty of defense ignore anyway. However, of course, it is more costly because you would have to have trigger V-engine and Orphe V-engine to get more defense ignore, but that's that. There also have been Orphe Mindscape changes. M1 will now allow your ultimate to provide focus even if you don't have enough thermal. Basically, you're not gonna consume any hit, so you'll always get the tag buff no matter what. I think this is a nice convenience, but more importantly, now M1 also increases damage by 30% for all teammates with focus. This seems quite strong M1. As for the rest, just feel free to read it because I don't really delve too much into Mindscape, especially the deep one. So if you're more interested in that stuff, feel free to pause the video and read the rest. Seed Signature V-Engine also received some changes. Passive no longer provides critical damage boost, but critical rate increased by 15%. Do know that the advanced stat is already 24% critical rate, and plus the V engine now providing 15% critical rate, you will have a lot of critical rate. So critical damage, drive disc 4, it's very likely easy choice now if you don't have the V engine. Unfortunately, they did nerf her V engine defense ignore, specifically from 20% to 15%. So for basic attack and ultimates, we'll do a bit less damage, but it's still 30% defense ignore in total, and you combine it with her core passive, should be 50% in total, so it's all right. And lastly, we also have Seed Mindscapes. This is not really changes or anything like that, they just actually added it just now. So if you're interested in them, feel free to pause the screen and read it in more detail, smile. So yeah, overall with Orphe, I would say she's in a very good spot. Overall, I would say it's buffs. As for Seed, I would also say that she is generally buffed because of those nice buffing capabilities she provides now. Seems to be more of a splashable character, but in return she did receive some personal damage nerfs, which I think it's all right. And for people who are interested in getting Orphe, you don't necessarily have to play it with Seed or vice versa. You can play them together, but I believe this design they did right now, it's much better because Seed is gonna be functional day one and also work elsewhere, because the old kit was effectively Seed comes out for 3 weeks, you don't have any good functional team really to play with Seed, you have to wait for Orphe. But because of this change, it's all good, and I'm happy to see that the devs are cooking. So yeah, this is pretty much it for this video, guys. I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next video. Ciao!